Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Kevin here. So today this video is I'm going to touch on tax exemption schemes for new startup companies in Singapore. So one of the benefits of having a company in Singapore is you actually get to enjoy certain tax relief schemes that is provided by the government. Of course, there are certain terms and conditions that have to be met first before you are eligible for the exemption schemes. But before I go on to share with you the tax exemption scheme, just a quick disclaimer: whatever I am sharing here is for educational and informational purposes. Because everybody's situation is unique, so you should really seek professional advice before going about doing your tax returns. By the way, I think during this period you should also be doing your tax returns every year. By the 15th of December, you should be e-filing your tax return. So if you have not done so, this is a timely reminder for you to prepare your tax returns and make sure you file them before the deadline. If not, there will be some penalties. Okay, so qualifying new startup companies will be given tax exemptions for the first three consecutive year of assessment. Okay, and before I go into what kind of reliefs you get, let me just share with you the conditions that you must first meet as a new startup company. So first thing, of course, the company must be incorporated in Singapore. You must be a tax resident in Singapore for the year of assessment, the company, right? And the company's total share capital must be held directly by no more than 20 shareholders throughout the basis period of the year of assessment. All the shareholders must be individuals, or at least one shareholder is an individual holding at least 10% of the issued ordinary shares of the company. So you have to make sure that these conditions are met before you can be eligible for the reliefs that I'm going to talk about. Okay, and do note that there are two categories of company that will not be eligible for these incentives, even if you meet the three conditions that I've mentioned above. These two types of companies are: number one, if your principal activity is that of an investment holding company, you will not be able to enjoy this new startup company tax relief. Number two is if you are a company which undertakes property development for sale, for investment, or both, then you will also not be eligible. So do take note of that. Right? I think a lot of your will qualify, but I do have a handful of clients who actually created their company as an investment holding company. So this company will not be able to claim this new startup company tax relief. Okay, and for the tax relief, there are two things that can happen. Meaning it depends on your year of assessment that you're reporting for, because from year of assessment 2020 onwards, they have kind of adjusted the relief downwards. Alright, so you can see from here, for those of you who are filing for year of assessment 2020, it will be, the exemption works for the first 100,000, there will be a 75% exemption on the first 100,000 of normal chargeable income, and then for the next 100,000, there will be a 50% exemption. This is compared to what we had like last year, the year before, year of assessment 2019 and before, it was a full exemption on the first 100,000. Alright, so there's a 25% difference, and then the second 50% exemption is on the next 200,000, but now they have been adjusted downwards to 100,000 instead. Okay, let's just do a bit of calculation. Just want to show you a bit of calculation and how does it work. So for the tax exemption on the first 200,000 of chargeable income, alright, where your year of assessment, any of the first 3 years falls in or after year of assessment 2020. When we say year of assessment 2020, that would means that your financial year ended in 2019. So if your financial year, let's say, starts from 1st of January 2019 to 31st December 2019, you would be filing your tax this year 2020, which is YA 2020. So you will be looking at these calculations that I'm about to show you. Okay, so going back to just now, what I've mentioned, the first 100,000 of chargeable income, you will be exempted from tax at the rate of 75%. So out of 100,000, 75%, 75,000 will be exempted. Okay, and on the next 100,000, the exemption of tax will be 50%. So that means the amount exempted from tax will be 50,000. So if you work out the sums, right, the maximum exemption for each year of assessment for the first 3 years will be 75,000 plus 50,000, which is equals to a total of 125,000. So that means, for example, this is the very first year you are e-filing your tax. So this is YA 2020, and let's just also have an example that after all the deductions, right, your total chargeable income is 200,000. Then out of this 200,000, you will be exempted from tax for the first 125,000. So that means you only pay tax on 200,000 less 125,000, which is 75,000. And in Singapore, the corporate tax is 17%. So instead of paying 17% on 200,000 of your chargeable income, you only pay 17% on 75,000, and that is a huge difference, alright, huge discount. So that will also apply to the next year, which is 2021 and 2022. So there will be a total of 3 years. Okay, so just want to show you this is what happens for companies who reported tax like last year, 2019, right? You're still eligible for full exemption, 100% on the first 100,000, and then 50% on the subsequent 200,000. So the maximum exemption for 1 year of assessment was 200,000 versus now 125,000. So there's a difference of 75,000 difference. Okay, so you're filing tax this year, then just look at the first example that I've shown, because this is year of assessment 2020. So depending on let me just throw you another example. If your chargeable income for this year is 100,000, so that means you'll only be paying tax on 25,000, because 100,000 minus 75,000, that will be 25,000, and you only pay 17% on that $25,000. Okay, so this is just a quick one to share with you. Actually, in fact, as a Singapore incorporated company, there are a few more tax reliefs that the government have for you. Like, for example, there's partial tax exemption for companies that have been in existence for more than 3 years. And you can also, of course, claim certain business expenses to offset your revenue, right? So that you actually pay lesser tax on your total revenue. If you'd like to find out more on how you can actually file your tax properly, right, you can actually get in touch with us. So this is our website, easilycorp.com. So you can drop us a message on our contact list, or you can actually WhatsApp me directly. This is my number, 88292621. Right. Okay, so that's all for now. I will see you in the next video. Thanks. Bye bye.